Howdy folks, this is Shane. Today I'm going to show you what I believe are the 3 most essential guitars for playing blues. Some people might only need 1 guitar, some people might have 20 guitars, but if you play blues, odds are one of these 3 should suit your needs. If you're thinking about also getting a second guitar, if you're a 1 guitar kind of guy, I'm going to go into a little bit of an explanation about each of these guitars as I get through them and how I think it can complement your sound. Let's get into it. The first guitar of choice would be something similar to this. This is an ES335. It's made by Tokai, which is a Japanese brand. You could buy Gibson or an Epiphone or whatever. There's plenty of other types of these guitars out there. The reason these particular guitars are great for blues is they have a very, very unique type of voicing when it comes to how they sound and also how they sound in a mix. These are an absolute staple for blues guitarists, and there's a reason for it. They sound unreal. If you've ever listened to stuff like Freddie King, Chris Kane, or Clapton's 335 stuff, you'll know exactly why they're great. John Mayer also plays a very similar guitar to this as well. It's a great mix from a Strat to have the thick, woody sort of sounds of a 335 for certain types of songs. A 335 can sound more jazzy than a Strat. It comes down to the playing, but the tonality of it does sound a little bit more jazzy. I've set up an off-clean tone right now with this Bugera V5 Infinium. It's running into my 2 notes torpedo, which makes it sound rad. So let's give this a shot. This is the off-clean on both pickups. These also sound great once you stack an overdrive into the signal as well. This is the Wampler Tumnus. Let's give this a shot. I'm going to go to bridge pickup. Neck. So they definitely have their own unique tone. This type of tone is very different to, say, a single coil guitar of any type. And one of the cool things about this, once you turn up loud, you get air coming in and out of the F holes. You feel it on your arm. It's pretty wild. Cool. Essential blues guitar number 2 would have to be a Stratocaster of any type. This particular one's a Mexican Strat. I love it. I think it sounds great. You could get a Squier Classic 5, an American Strat, and any other number of brands out there that make a pretty similar type of thing. Single coil pickups sound completely different to the ES335 that we had before. Those are humbuckers, so it will cancel out all the buzz. Single coils don't do that. You'll hear a bit of hum in certain positions on the guitar. This particular one does cancel it out in the in-between pickups. So if you're using 2 pickups at a time, it will cut the buzz down. And that's a handy thing to have. The advantage of a Strat over an ES335, in my opinion, is this is a much better rhythm instrument when in context of sitting into the mix. I also think when you turn a Strat down, it generally stays a lot cleaner than a 335. In my opinion, that's one of the advantages of a Strat. Let's see how this one sounds for a bit of blues. One of the great things about a Strat is the bridge pickup. Check how steely this is. You also get those really nice in-between sounds. Just a great tool for playing blues. Let's try it now on the bridge pickup with a bit of drive thanks to the Wampler Tumnus. The last guitar I'm picking for this list is a good old-fashioned Fender Telecaster. It can be a Sir Telecaster, a Squire Telecaster, it doesn't matter. Whatever you can afford, it doesn't really matter. The reason I also pick a Telecaster for this list of top 3 blues guitars is the fact it sounds more steely than a Strat. If you run it hot, it can almost approximate the path pickups in some ways that you might find in an old SG or Les Paul, that kind of thing. They do sound very different to a Les Paul, but I'm saying it's kind of like, if you're going in steps, you'd go Strat, Tele, PAF style pickups, whether it be any of those humbucker guitars, and then more of the modern guitars. So Teles are a little bit hotter, in my opinion, than an actual Strat. To some extent, it depends on the Strat. If they're vintage pickups or whatever, it might sound a little bit more mellow, but there's something to be said about the middle position on a Tele. Let's go ahead now and start on the bridge pickup. What a sound, just really, really steely, I love it. Both pickups now. I think middle pickup on a Tele is just as good as any of the combination of pickups on a Strat, except it has more steely overtones. Let's try neck pickup now with a little bit of drive thanks to the Wampler Tumnus. There are a couple of trade-offs if you choose to go for a Telecaster. While it sounds more meaty and steely, in my opinion, and on the most part to most Stratocasters, you only have 3 pickup combinations to choose from: neck, both, and bridge. On most regular Stratocasters, you have 5 options. This is all personal choice. A Telecaster shouldn't really need any more than 3 positions. That's about it. It's very simple, and that's what most people love about Telecasters. Strat, on the other hand, gives you more tonal versatility, but a slight trade-off in tone, especially on the bridge pickup. On a live stream recently, we spoke about the 3 most important guitars for blues, and that's where the idea for this video came from. I thought I would explain a little bit more in detail about each of the guitars, the pros and cons about them, and also what you can expect tone-wise. If you're a 1 or 2 guitar type guy and you're thinking you need something else, go for something different. I think you can't go wrong for blues with a Tele, a Strat, or an ES335. You can also, if you choose, substitute the 335 for a Les Paul, but in classic blues tones, I think the 335 has the edge in my opinion, but it's all subjective. For those who don't know what subjective means, it means it's opinionated stuff. So I might be wrong, you might be wrong, I might be right, you might be right. Everybody's right or wrong. It doesn't matter, it's all up to you. If you think a guitar should have been on this list that I didn't put on, please let me know in the comments. I absolutely appreciate that. If you want to find out more about my channel, also subscribe and click the bell. I have new content coming up every week. Thanks again for watching, folks, and I'll catch you all soon. See ya.